Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Armchair podcast. How are we all doing?
You talking to me or the audience?
Yeah, everyone.
On behalf of the audience, I'm sure the audience are fucking brilliant.
Well, the town of Mansfield is probably doing brilliant. In this episode, we're going to talk all about the magic of the FA Cup.
The day that football won.
Exactly, yeah. And the day that people realised that Arsenal Football Club is actually not that bad.
Did they?
Yeah, I think everyone seemed to enjoy it, and sort of, I think there was like a mutual respect for Arsenal. And I
Respect.
I think Arsenal fans are pretty classy in the fact that when Chelsea played Wrexham and they won, when they tweeted saying like, Chelsea, like Wrexham tweeted the final score, there was loads of Chelsea fans taking the mick out of like Ryan Reynolds and just roasting their club. Whereas all Arsenal fans were saying credit to Mansfield, credit to the manager, credit to the owners. What a day, what an atmosphere. And it was a special, special day.
To quote Arteta, what a surprise.
Exactly, yeah. It's a good quote. He's a man of many quotes.
That's the sound. We need to get that on at some point.
Yeah, what a surprise. That was funny, to be fair.
That was brilliant.
We'll talk about that, actually. In fact, what we need to talk about is...
the narrative.
And we'll talk about that later, is this narrative around Arsenal. And also in the Premier League about... It seems like every time Arsenal play now, there's a pre-match during the build-up or after the game. It's the talk's always about. Do you enjoy
during? It's like
even
before,
commentary,
during, and after.
But even during commentary, it's like it's all about set pieces. Do people enjoy the way Arsenal play, or Arsenal are boring? The Premier League's boring, and it's just all starting to piss me off. I'm just like, it's just annoying. But that proved yesterday that when teams come at us, so credit to Mansfield Town and the players and everything, because they had a proper good go. They could have easily have gone, because the pitch was an absolute mess, but it was funny. They could have easily have gone, we're just going to park the bus here, and just, because, you know, they haven't got Gabriel or Saliba, they might not score a set piece, which we didn't. We're going to park the bus, and instead they was like, no, we're going to have a go. We're going to like entertain the fans, we're going to try and score, and they did, and then we got the rewarded, because they could have easily parked the bus. It could have been a boring 1-0 to the Arsenal. But instead, they made it an entertaining game. And they gave fans a moment of belief.
Yeah.
When that goal went in to equalise, it was absolutely electric. So I think, just want to pay my respect. Respect.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is an interesting fixture for us because we're Mansfield adjacent. So we're not actually from Mansfield, technically.
Anyone that obviously... Anyone that knows us knows this, but anyone that sort of, it'd be a miracle if anyone is watching this that isn't our mates, but anyone who's decided to listen to us and follow us, a bit of context. We are from, we do live in Kirkby and Ashfield, but we're basically from Mansfield. Like, it's so Mansfield Stags, the stadium, is literally behind...
Stadium. It's a fucking coliseum. That's what it is.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah, it's a piece of art.
It is just fucking
history.
Like, yeah, Field Mill. It is the oldest football
But the
ground.
one call,
the
or Field Mill as they used to call it. I preferred that name, but one call.
Yeah, one call stadium. I'm not.
I don't think anyone. I think I don't really think anyone calls it that. But basically, it's behind my gym. So I go to that gym. I basically live there because I'm sad. I go like 5 times a week, and every single time, obviously, I get treated with the beauty of Field Mill. So it's nice.
I played on that pitch.
You did, and I remember going there.
Pitch multiple times. So I've shared the same pitch as Bukayo Saka.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Martinelli.
I wouldn't go Chris Evans.
Eze.
Was it the guy who scored Evans, wasn't it? It's not Chris Evans. Is it Chris Evans?
Luke Evans and Reece Oates.
Yeah, Reece Oates, Arsenal fan, by the way. So we'll get into all that. But yeah, so this is why, I don't know, if we've got the half and half scarf here if you move to the side, just to show people this,
bit of memorabilia.
just to remember the day. So I went to the game, basically. So I've got a good mate, shout out Ben Sharp.
Yeah.
And he's stags through and through, his family is stags through and through. And he rang me up and he was like, what are you doing at the weekend? I was like, fuck all. And he was like, do you want to come stags? And I was like, yes.
Yeah, baby.
So cheers, mate, for the tickets. It was awesome.
To set the scene, Mansfield is... I assume a lot of people will not know where Mansfield is. So it's about half an hour away north of Nottingham. It's a pretty decent sized town.
If you combine...
it's quite big.
It is big.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. We've got Tim Hortons.
There's not really a lot going on.
Well, there is... you got to look for it.
Pizza Hut, There's an area
Yeah.
where there's a Pizza
Open
Hut, a
mic
Tim
now.
Hortons, and a Taco Bell.
Open mic night at the Capo Lounge on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
Once
good.
a month. The gym.
What else? It's hard to think off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure there's other stuff.
There's
I'll tell you
loads
what,
of stuff.
Stags Fest on July the 4th.
Oh my God.
With Luke Combs, tribute act Luke Combs. He's back, so I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be another major event in Mansfield.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, it's where we're from, and this is like a massive event. Like, it's not. Obviously, Mansfield haven't played a top, apart from Liverpool when Luis Suarez famously did the hand of God to knock Mansfield out. It's a tough place to go, and genuinely though, like, mate, they gave Liverpool a really good game a few years ago. I remember that
was when they were in the Conference League.
Yeah, and that's when they were like, and I think they've done a really good job. I was speaking to Ben because obviously he knows more about me, but they were literally not even playing league football when I was at school, like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
and now they're playing Arsenal in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
Yeah,
so
they're fairly established League One club now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean,
if they stay up,
well, they will. I think they will.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the atmosphere and everything was amazing, and it did feel like a proper FA Cup tie, because I feel like the magic of the FA Cup is definitely still there. But like these ties, and that's what we'll get onto it in a minute. But like Port Vale going through and beating Sunderland. I mean, Sunderland are obviously only just got promoted to Premier League, but the fact that a club like Port Vale is now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Port Vale are bottom of League One.
Yeah.
So that is,
it's massive.
They beat Bristol City last week. No, not even. So they had to play Bristol City on Wednesday, I think. They beat them 1-0. And then they had to play So Bristol City are like a league above them, and then they've had to play Sunderland just a few days later, beat them as well. So, fucking props to Port Vale.
And Fulham lost as well to Southampton, so Southampton are through. And people were moaning because, and I agree, it's like Fulham. I know potentially they could still get European football, but a club like Fulham, as we've seen with Crystal Palace when they won it last year, they should really be trying to win the FA Cup because they've got a quality side on the day that can beat anyone.
Yeah,
because it's a Premier League side in a one-off game, as we've seen with Crystal Palace against City. It's like, but they rotated. Rotated heavily, and they didn't even play the first team in the 5th round of the FA Cup.
Yeah, let's go back to that after. Do you want to talk through Mansfield, and then we can talk about the FA Cup
about the day.
more widely.
I mean,
but you were there. You were on the ground.
I was there. I was
in Bristol.
I was on the ground. Went to the game, and it was like surreal. But I think the main event obviously was getting to the Swan, which is the main pub where all the matchday fans go, and where the World Cup games are. And I've always had an amazing time at the Swan. It's a great pub, to be fair. Had about 4 pints in there from 9, and then we got to the game at 11. But we got in the queue. Didn't really see any Arsenal fans or anything, but the walk was decent. Walk up there, and then we got a match day program, a pie, a chicken balti pie, and also a cider.
Right? What was the chicken and the cider? That's
yeah,
rude.
because they didn't. Yeah, well, they had. I just thought we just had. They only had. I think it was Beck's or something. It was like crap. It was crap. So like we just get a cider, neck that obviously in about 2 seconds, and then
legend.
Like a legend. Honestly, I was an absolute
You're a fucking
unit.
legend.
And then it was dead funny. So Ben bought a matchday program as well, and this old bloke was like, "Where'd you get the matchday programs from?" And Ben was like, "Oh, just up there, mate." And then Ben went, "How long have you been going to Stags for?" And he went, 3 seasons. But I think Ben was probably expecting him to, because he was like, he looked like he was about dead. Yeah. And Ben just went, "You know what?" Without thinking, "You can have our matchday program, mate." And then as soon as we walked off, he was like, "Why the fuck did I give you a matchday program? I've been going longer than him."
Yeah, I know.
he's a plastic, mate.
Literally.
I've probably been to Stags more than that guy. But yeah, that was a funny moment. And then when we got to the ground, we were in the family stand, but the atmosphere was still great. There was a guy with crutches. Not sure why he had crutches, but it was like a miracle. He like lifted the crutches up, and he was like had the Mansfield scarf on the crutches, waving them about.
Yeah, that's Mansfield.
It is Mansfield for you. Benefit FC. Basically.
There's a bit about. There was a clip about the magic.
Yeah,
of the FA
actually.
Cup.
So this was a bloke.
It might have been him, actually. Let's see.
This could have been this guy. Let's hear what he has to say about Mansfield and the game.
I'm forgetting about my disability, right? It's really, I've got so much power in me. And on Saturday, if we score, I'm a man, right? I'll be turning to my son and I'll be crying because it'll be emotional because I love this club till I die.
Let's thought that was quite...
Yeah.
No, honestly, that is... I mean, the first bit, he said, number one, I'm forgetting about my disability. I mean,
Yeah, no.
we just
it's not
seen
funny,
that...
obviously, but it also... It's just
No,
the way he says
it is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the way he says it is just like, for today... I'm not disabled. The power, and then he went,
exactly.
I've got the power
He's got
in me.
the power.
In fact, I want to listen to it one more time.
Let's
I'm
analyse it.
forgetting about my disability.
Yeah.
Right?
Forget about it. You don't...
It's really, really, I've got so much power in me.
He's using it all up.
On Saturday,
He's saved up fucking
we
years.
score. I'm a man.
He's a man.
But I'll be turning to my son.
So he's almost
I'll be
saying
crying.
he's a man, so he can't
it'll be
cry.
Yeah.
But on the one occasion, and
I love this
what's
club.
funny is we did score.
Till I die.
So in this moment, he cried when this happened.
He's done it!
I tell you what, he was there though.
Lee was
so
there.
we'll get onto that. But
Yeah,
he was crying.
He was crying when Lee judged.
That's what the fucking benefit squad fraud teams said when
But
he
also,
saw him
that
at the
guy's
ground.
incriminated himself. Yeah. DWP fucking investigate that bloke. Jesus
And they were
Christ.
like, he's done it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
But yeah, this is what happened.
About my disability. That's the power of football, though.
It is.
That's him.
It was dead funny though. So that got honestly. So before in what's so funny, Ben was saying like, so when you get to the Swan at 8:45 and just before you've had a sip of your first pint or you're on your first pint, you're all talking about how much you're going to get battered. We were laughing about will we even get a corner, putting bets on like how many corners Arsenal are going to get. Is Mansfield going to get a shot? You know, like yellow cards because they knew sort of like. They're not going to have really a chance. Probably going to have like 20% possession. The more pints you have, the more you start to
The more you start to forget about your disability.
That's number one. Number two is you start to believe.
Yeah.
And honestly, 4 pints in, we were absolute like Jack was dead funny. He was like, the music starts playing in the Swan, and Jack's
doing
like,
gym skin.
he was like, it's kicking in now, it's kicking in. And honestly, we were saying, I think we could do it. It was also like, we're going to score. I think we can do it.
When you say we, were you like where was your head at? Were you?
Well, that's the thing because Ben
did you get
said
carried away?
when Ben got me a ticket, he said obviously you can't be supporting Arsenal. Like you need to support Mansfield for the day. And I have got an affiliation with Mansfield. Obviously, I am an Arsenal fan, and I've been an Arsenal. But obviously, I think your hometown, and that's why we've got the half and half. But like, no, I don't really like people that support two clubs like Chris Morrell. He's a Forest fan and a Chelsea fan.
rotten.
Shout out Chris Morrell again.
I think
it's got a special place in my heart. I think Mansfield. I'm from Mansfield.
Well, because it's probably your local club.
It is my local club, technically.
So-
I mean, we'll get into that. That's a
We're gonna
difficult
get into
conversation
that.
because
We'll get into that another time.
the local thing sometimes bugs me because I think, well, there's someone from Hucknall that supports Forest, but no, you should be really supporting
Hucknall
Hucknall Town. Or if you're from Alfreton, you should probably support Alfreton Town. And really, Ben is from Sutton, so he should support Sutton Town. But I don't want to throw him under the bus, but these are just the facts.
These are facts, mate.
So just live with it. You know,
exactly.
You should be going to non-league Sutton Town, really.
But I get,
Remember when we played, Arsenal played
to
Sutton
be
Town
fair,
as well in the FA Cup? That was absolutely quality.
Yeah, well, if he was playing Sutton Town, he'd have to go all the way down to London. But
that's Sutton London
one,
Town.
mate.
Oh, bollocks. Well,
it's all right.
shows how much ball knowledge I've got.
Yeah, it's all right. That's when that bloke ate the pie.
That was class.
That was brilliant.
I actually feel like that might have been beat the Mansfield. Like that was.
I could see why you thought that was Sutton.
Well,
because
I just
you could
remember that
imagine a bloke like
I
him
just remembered
eating a
with the
pie.
guy with the pie, and I just thought, was
Sutton.
that in Sutton? I forgot,
Sutton
but
in
it was
Ashfield.
London because I remember that's the one where there is a Sutton Town in Sutton though. Like there is a Sutton Town
I know.
club.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah. Well, or it's Sutton. It's either Sutton Town or Sutton Colts. Anyway, it doesn't really fucking matter. The point is that I get why Ben has felt the appeal of a massive club like Mansfield, and he's felt the call because, yeah.
But no, so basically I did technically I couldn't really when Eze scored and I was right behind the goal. I couldn't get up and go, yes, fucking come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into the spirit of Mansfield. I was, getting involved with all the chants. To be fair, when we sat down, it was dead funny, so I could not get away with it. So we got into the family stand, and you expect the family stand to, obviously, it was full of kids and families and that. But I had an old woman with a a grandson, and she was about 70. She was quite hilarious. And when I sat down, she went, "I hope you're not going to be quiet." And I was like, "Fucking hell, well, that's it then. Like, I'm going to have to..."
Yeah, you're going to have to.
So I kind of would have got found out either way if I didn't. So yeah, I was joining in. And yeah, I think the overall game, like itself, then we got into the stadium, it kicked off and everything. Before the build-up, I got on TV, chewing my gum off. I was on TNT Sports, which was good.
I thought you got interviewed.
No, I wish I got
on
interviewed.
TNT.
That would have been hilarious. But no,
that's
I
what I
didn't.
thought. I got excited.
I think Martin Keown probably got too much airtime.
Yeah.
Like, I should have got some airtime, to be
exactly.
honest. But a few people did get into it, and it was quite funny. But yeah, the atmosphere was great. I think the game itself was like unreal. I think Mansfield played really, really well. Proper came at us. Max Dowman was fantastic. Like, he's got promising. I think Kai had, like, a lot of the main players actually were quite disappointed. Like, they didn't really play very well. But I think it's hard to play well in a game like that, to be fair. And then, yeah, we obviously classic Madueke goal. Everyone was thinking at half time, that's all right. And then I said to Ben, like, first 10, 15 minutes are going to be crucial, like in the second half. Like, if Mansfield score, that changes everything.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, first 10 minutes of the game, everything goes through. Absolute scenes.
Yeah.
Ben gets up out of his chair and runs down to the pitch.
So did that bloke as well. Probably.
That bloke with disability did. The power in me. He turned to his son and started crying. It was all kicking off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, obviously, game carries on, and then Eze out of nowhere just thumps it in top corner, and that's pretty much from there. You're thinking, well, I don't think Mansfield have got it in them to score another one, and they didn't. But credit to Mansfield, like, there was no... I was thinking, like, oh, you know, they're going to hoof it, and they're going to, like, be doing long throws and basically playing like Arsenal. But they played pure football.
They played some nice football
they
at times.
did,
Yeah, I have to say. I watched them against Luton.
They look like a championship team.
Yeah, they played really well. Wow. Luton were really shit, but
they look good against
they
us.
scored some good goals. But yeah,
but overall, yeah, it was a great day.
It was a magic day.
It was really
magic,
good. And then after that,
magic.
I just had a few more pints in town, and yeah, I went to the Drunken Donkey and all that. And yeah, obviously Arteta was at Cheeky Monkeys with Declan Rice and everything.
Yeah,
and yeah, it was just a really good day. I think. Did you see some highlights? Were for me personally, I think Arteta got a lot of stick. And he said, like, on the interview, he was like, good banter. Did you see his interview?
Yeah. He said there was some good banter.
Yeah, and it was a bit weird for him. I think he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it's weird for him to say something like that. I think he was like, proper FA Cup tie, good banter.
Yeah.
And basically, it was just them all calling him a wanker.
Yeah.
The whole game, basically.
Yeah.
But I think he quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, he loves
like,
that
I quite
kind of
enjoyed
stuff.
this. And then someone got some Mansfield lad, kind of sad, but also pretty funny, got a T-shirt, and when the Arsenal bus was driving by, an Arsenal shirt, and put on it sack of shit.
Yeah. It's clever.
And then that lad as well, the Calafiori one as well.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
A Lee Gunner Calafiori. Edit.
Someone waved at it. This kid waved when they were coming off. Some kid went, Calafiori, someone from Mansfield. And it went like that. And then as soon as he went like that, he went, and then Calafiori went, Why? So that's what you get in Mansfield.
That's it, mate.
It's
fucking
literally,
Mansfield.
we were just trolling.
That's why.
It was just like a big troll.
Banter. Yeah. Absolute banter.
It was really funny, to be fair. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And proper FA Cup. That's what it's all about, mate. That's what it's all about. And that day will live with me forever.
Yeah, that's beautiful, really.
So, and this scarf will be on the podcast forever, probably.
Get that.
If we keep doing it.
Yeah.
So we've been a bit inconsistent, but I'm glad it's back, and it's back with a bang.
We're back. All right, well, you got anything else to say?
No, I'll shut up now.
I think analysing the game is quite like
I'm not analysing the
pointless.
game. It's an FA Cup time.
I mean, it's just kind of like we heavily rotated. Some promising like youngsters. I know someone made a mistake, but I think he looks like a decent player. Obviously, Max Dowman dazzled, and Dixon. I think his name's Jamie Dixon, who we signed from Stoke in January. It's made his Arsenal debut. So
also
fair play, lad.
Another key moment for me was, you know, the guy with the jacket and the flat cap. He's just that guy who's like. We all want to see him when the AI fee for Arsenal.
He's everywhere.
We all want to see him when we win the league. It's the first person I wanted to cut to is him.
Yeah.
And also the guy, the grey guy with the beard who looks a bit like a pirate guy. Him as well.
Was always like that.
And Ty, I think, genuinely might self-implode.
I tell you what, Ty lost his head. To be honest, I don't know if
he did. Yeah, his post-match interview. He did not take the banter well.
No,
did he?
I don't think they get that Mansfield. they were just taking the piss.
Yeah, they don't actually. I think they actually have respect for Arsenal, and they were looking forward to playing us. Like,
yeah.
It was. I mean, Forest genuinely. I think it's different because you sort of go into it thinking we know we're not going to win, but it's just a good day out, and we're just going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
but I think even for the players, like Oates was saying, like I'm an Arsenal fan. Like his dream came true. Like for Evans to score as well. Like it's pretty cool. Like as a player, you'd sort of be pinching yourself just even playing Arsenal.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah,
it
doesn't happen very often.
Well, that was that.
But yeah, so Ben took a picture of that guy.
Yeah,
that AI Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
I saw him after the game.
I actually don't know his name, but
I don't. He's AI.
He's always wearing the same thing.
Yeah, he wears the same coat. And Ben was like, I don't know why I didn't ask him why he wears the same fucking coat.
Yeah.
He bottled it. But I didn't really think, but it's the question that I kind of want to know, like, because it's not like he was spotted on camera once and then he thought, I'm gonna have to keep wearing this coat. Maybe he did. Maybe it's a tactical masterclass from him. I'm not really too sure.
I don't think that's the good thing. I don't think this guy. This guy just fucking turns up. I've not seen him on a podcast.
No.
He could have used this. He could have used this.
He doesn't get interviewed on Arsenal Fan TV.
He just loves the game.
Yeah,
he just turns up, fucking loves it, and goes home. That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, it is, mate.
But yeah, going back to the FA Cup more widely, you were talking about how Fulham got knocked out. By Southampton, was it?
Yeah.
And you also saw Port Vale beat Sunderland. They also beat Bristol City in the week. I mean, just to give you a bit about what you were talking about, rotating players, like even Bristol City, whose season is basically over. I mean, I don't think they're going to get playoffs. They rotated really heavily. And then you were saying Fulham did. And I just think, if you're a fan, like, I don't understand why, if you're like especially if you're a middle-ranking Premier League club, right? If you're in that mid-pack where you're not really gonna get Europe, like realistically, like your Fulhams, your Evertons, your
I think for
usually Crystal Palaces of the world, and Crystal Palace is a great example of this, right? Why not go all out for this trophy?
I think the reason is
that should be your.
I agree,
because it's massive. I mean,
it's money. It's money. Literally,
in what way?
Because Fulham look at it and I disagree as a fan, but it is ultimately about money because the higher they finish in the Premier League table, like if they get Europe, the problem with the FA Cup is it congests their fixture list. Right. So the deeper if they get to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup and the semis, which they could realistically do, but even the quarters, like that would be a big game against a big club, and they'd need to play the full strength 11, but they might have a game at the weekend after that game that could get them 3 points that could potentially get them into European places.
Yeah, but they're not. But what I'm saying is,
no, because they can still qualify for Europe though.
Yeah, but Fulham won't. Like,
yeah, but what I'm saying is their owners, their manager, and their like.
Yeah, but it's not just Fulham, right? So like,
do you see my point though?
No, I get. Obviously, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about there's more examples of like. So Sunderland, I'm not sure how much they rotated, but like, so I don't know.
No, I don't think they did rotate. They just got beat.
They just got beat by.
They probably made a few changes,
but it makes sense for a bigger club to with a massive squad to make changes, bring in youth players, etc.
Pure quality.
Because and also if you play in a low ranking team, but I just don't get why you wouldn't go all out for the FA Cup. For personally, I mean, if you could ask a Palace fan, that is the best day.
Doesn't
but that
Cup,
is the best day of their like whole footballing
doesn't
sport.
Winning the FA
life.
Cup get you into Europe anyway?
Yeah.
So
it's the best ticket into Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
So to literally counter your point, like. You counted your own point.
Exactly.
Like, so I don't know. I just don't know if they just think, well, it's, just like the players don't care. I don't know.
It used to piss me off when Wenger even used to do it in the Carabao Cup and stuff.
Yeah, but the Carabao, I mean, we were speaking about this yesterday. I don't really give a shit about the Carabao Cup.
Like for a club, for clubs mid-table, like they should be trying to win a trophy. Like the trophy, they should be trying to get to Wembley. I think at a minimum. Like Aston Villa and stuff like that, they should be really like Leicester.
Tried. I mean,
Leicester that time when they won the FA Cup.
Yeah, but we saw Newcastle win the EFL Cup last season. To be fair, so
yeah, we did.
At least that was a change. It was really enjoyable to see. Palace win the FA Cup and Newcastle win the League Cup because it just made a change.
It does look like this year though it's
probably going to revert back to standard,
yeah.
where it'll be obviously either us or City or
it'll be us for the Carabao Cup, us for the FA Cup. and probably us for a league, and then Champions League could go anyway, but
obviously,
probably us for
the
the Champions
quadruple.
League as well.
But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I get that people don't rate the FA Cup, or people just prioritise the Prem or the league standings. But personally, I think the FA Cup should be absolutely like massive. Like that should be for those that actually can't win a trophy in their own league, if you get what I'm saying. That should be like their priority of their season, but it's just,
Yeah,
don't know.
I
It's
agree.
just not really seen that way.
I agree.
It's interesting. I don't know.
I think some clubs do prioritise it more than others, but I thought the Fulham one was a bit strange, and the fans were saying that as well. To be honest, I don't think they were happy with it. So
I mean, because Fulham's a great example. They haven't won a trophy.
no, and they could go. The problem is like they could go down. They're in a really strong position squad wise, and like the way they're playing and stuff. So
because I
makes
don't think
sense
like
to
talking about like clubs like Fulham and previously it was like Palace, and there's quite a few that just sit and it's the same thing that there's not really much change. West Ham were like that for a long time. Now it's mental because they've had a trophy and then they're fighting for relegation now. But I suppose I don't know. It's interesting. Like what would you rather have? I suppose it's a question about
every fan would say
football
trophy.
philosophy, right? It's like, well, would you rather have like a really high and a memorable day, or have long-standing kind of success by being in a higher league? I don't know. I mean, for me, what do you remember in football?
Well, a good
really,
example.
You remember the big nights,
Like
don't
Leicester
you?
City fans, if you said, because they by the way, they could get relegated into League One.
Yeah.
Like this, it looks
No,
like
they
they're
will.
going to
It
get
looks like they
relegated.
will, yeah.
So, and the thing is, like, what was it now? 9 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. They won
10
the-
years ago.
Yeah, well, they won the FA Cup. That's fucking
Well, no,
mad,
10
by
years
the
ago
way.
they won the Prem.
No, yeah, and the
Yeah.
Prem, the FA Cup and the Prem. So
Well, yeah.
not in the
except
same
for
season, but
seasons,
in like
over the last,
over the last
in
few
the last
years,
10 years, yeah.
which is massive. They had some great players. I mean, to win the Prem and then be, but,
Yeah, but
I think if you ask Leicester City fans, they would say, "I'd rather have done that than have just maintained a steady position in the Premier League for the past like 5."
I mean, you'd rather have won the greatest
Yeah,
like sporting
exactly.
achievements,
So-
and also the FA Cup, which was an amazing achievement. And even if you are going to get relegated to League One, right? Like that, those are things you won't ever forget.
It's the same with
and
me as an Arsenal
I don't
fan.
know.
Like, I know it's different because we're like a massive Europe. Like, probably we'll never. Well, say that we'll get onto Spurs in a minute, but we'll probably never get relegated just because of the amount of money that we bring in now, and that's
Never
the
s-
way. But never say never. But
I mean, it happens.
What I would say is like if we won the treble this season, like I would, or even if we just won the league this season, like if we got relegated next season, I wouldn't care. I'd just be like, oh well, I've got that memory, and I'd rather sort of win something than just finish second again, like and just be a really good Premier League team. Like I'd rather win the trophies, but then be shit, and then do you know what I mean? I don't really. I think that's what
winning
it's all
is
about.
winning is.
I mean, you're only alive
ultimately,
really for
no one can-
ultimately alive watching football. Hopefully, if you don't have any disabilities, for about 60 years or whatever it is, 70 years. So it's not a very long period for your club to win something. Like
Not really.
football is a cycle as well. It's like Arsenal. Like you could be born in an unlucky period where like you just don't win a trophy, and that
Yeah.
must be shit. And
Yeah.
like some clubs will never win a trophy. Obviously, like Mansfield, the Rovers Cup in 1987,
Massive.
which was massive. But yeah, so I think like, clubs that do that, it pisses me off.
Yeah.
So, but
Well
anyway,
said.
should we talk about Spurs?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Like, do you think they're going to get relegated, and like, what are the implications of that? Like, if they do, like, do you think it's
I don't know. I mean, obviously, it is. It's kind of. It's not very interesting, obviously, to listen to, but it's unprecedented. So I don't actually know what the fuck would even happen to that club. Like, how does it even work? Them
Well,
being
I've really been enjoying the conversations from like Spurs fans, like slowly realising over the past couple of weeks, like I think some have actually like accepted that it's going to happen. It's almost like me, whereas like I've accepted that we're not going to win the league because it's
Right, we're going to get onto that in a sec as well. Cause
I
like,
know that's fine. No, because I feel like it's one of those things like it's damage limitation.
Yeah, but keep listening
Do you
because
understand
we're
what-
also going to discuss our predictions for
Yeah.
the rest with only 8 games. Well, 8 games for us, 9 games
games.
for everyone else. We'll discuss how we think
Countdown.
the Prem's going to end.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think
I think Spurs are sort of preparing themselves for the worst. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like
you
they're
have to at
mentally
this
getting
point.
ready for it because they know that it could actually happen.
Yeah.
Like before, it was like, oh no, like we're near that drop zone, but it's not going to happen. But if you look at their form, if you look at the manager, if you look at the players in that squad and the injuries they've got, and then also to compact that, like you look at the teams around them and the managers that they have and how they're doing on the form table, and you're just like, this is a serious like issue. Where there's like, it's bad.
Yeah, no, it is bad. What I would say is that they still have a much better team than any of those.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
Not their starting 11 on paper. I genuinely think
I don't think
Forest.
it's that bad.
I think Forest have a better team than Spurs on paper. Like just starting 11 at the moment with injuries, not when everyone's fit. I'm not saying when everyone's fit, but honestly, I think their team is not even that good. Like, does Gallagher start for Forest in the midfield?
That's actually a good point.
I don't know.
I don't know
really.
if he actually.
And he was playing on. His manager was playing him on a right wing. He definitely wouldn't start on the fucking right wing for Forest. Honestly, they've had a nightmare. Like people said
really
that
bad.
the game. They just who did they lose to recently? Was it Fulham? And then they lost another game.
They lost to Fulham and then they lost to Palace.
That was it. They lost anyway. That loss to Palace, which apparently, like when you looked at it on like a tactical level, the formation, the way they set up everything was just like
mental.
It was not good. Like it was not good. It was terrible.
Well, yeah, I thought this. I mean, obviously, you didn't really know what to take from the derby when we played them, obviously, because we are, a very good team, and also like it's a derby, and the manager had just come in like that the week before.
Yeah.
So it was quite hard to know. Like, but even from that, I mean, it was literally just a rinse and repeat of what they did in November when they came to the Emirates. You know, any coach looking at that game from November and then planning ahead for another game against Arsenal, you would have looked at what they did in the first fixture and said, let's not do that. Let's absolutely not do that. Let's keep it tight. Do you know what I mean? And they just went and did the exact same thing where they came onto us. It was so naive. It was really bad. Like they literally played right into our hands, gave us loads of space. Exactly what our players, like what we've been desperate for, like players like Eze Gyökeres, who, it's not like a coincidence that they had a really good game. So I just think it was mental. So from that, I just kind of thought this guy, I mean, it's the weirdest managerial. It's a very strange managerial signing. No Premier League experience. Not really.
To be honest, they've had a shocker.
Really got the most. I think listen, if Spurs get relegated, it's not going to be the fucking manager, this new manager's fault at all.
No, it's the
board.
But
the
fans,
string of decisions have been absolutely woeful.
I mean, the fans.
Like,
I thought Thomas
so
Frank.
bad.
I think they've been shafted with the Thomas Frank thing. I genuinely cannot believe he performed so badly, and the players literally down tools, and like he was absolutely awful there. So I think that set them back massively. And then what do you do from there? You have to then they've sacked him, and then they've just ended up in a terrible situation. They should have sacked. I think the problem is they shot themselves in the foot because they hung on to him a bit too long.
Yeah,
like the sacking of Amorim was perfect. That was a perfect time to sack a manager.
I agree. To be fair,
and I think Spurs, the board, have got it completely wrong. They should have. They should have.
But let's not forget that Amorim as well was never as bad as so even further more credit to United, because United but in comparison, I mean United have made some really shocking decisions, and also Carrick is very recent, but they have been doing well. But there was more of a debate about like Amorim. I thought like the timing was actually a bit weird. He'd had a few bad results, but it wasn't as bad as Frank's.
It's pretty toxic.
I mean, Frank from the start, it seemed like after 10 games. The fans didn't rate him, really, and the players didn't.
No, also his play style was diabolical.
Yeah,
he was playing like mid-table football at Spurs. But I think, I mean, they're in a bad spot now. And I genuinely think, like, I'm not even saying this as an Arsenal fan for a joke, like, I actually think, and this is mad to say, but like, if you actually look at it objectively, and you look at those teams, you look at Leeds, West Ham, and Forest, and who's the other one?
Leeds, West Ham, Forest.
Is that it?
That's who's in it with them, really. I mean,
but like, I genuinely look at those.
You've obviously got Wolves and you've got Burnley, but
Wolves are
realistically, Burnley.
Those three. Sorry, I thought there was another one. There's not.
There is a gulf between Burnley and
genuinely.
the three,
I think it's because the reason why is because Wolves have been playing better than Spurs. I mean,
that's
mental.
true.
But I genuinely I look at those teams form wise. Like, and also not only that, you've got to take into consideration like Spurs have never been in a relegation battle before.
That is true.
That manager's
none of
never
these
been in a
players have.
relegation battle in the Premier League. In Italy, yes, but not in the Premier League. I think it's
The fans also don't like. Let's not forget.
Yeah, the fans.
You know, the writing's been on the wall for Forest, Leeds, Forest, and West Ham have known the whole season. We are.
And they're ready for it.
You know, we're ready
Yeah.
for a relegation. It's going to be tight. Leeds have done it plenty of times. Forest have done it. Obviously, West Ham have also been in pretty dire situations in the past. But I just think Tottenham, it's a really unique, a relegation battle mentally is draining. I know Michael Richards spoke about it when he was at Villa, and I believe they got relegated, didn't they? And they weren't, I don't think, from what he said, I feel like they actually had some better players compared to what was around them, but he said that mentally they just didn't really cope with it very well.
No.
And I feel like maybe,
And you saw that from the Palace game.
yeah,
They
and
once they can, I think, because
well,
they're in a
it's that
relegation
red card and the
once
penalty.
they're in a relegation battle now, I think once they go down, or the fans think this game is not going to go in their favour, you need the mentality thing is what I think. The combination of all those factors we've just said down that means that I think they're actually going to go down, which would be fucking
but
insane.
yeah, and finally, yeah, just to say, I know you already mentioned the form, but like Forest haven't been, even under Dyche, I know they sacked Dyche recently, they weren't that bad, and they had some decent results in that. West Ham have been much better since the turn of the year, really. They've been kind of on an upward trajectory. Leeds, I don't see going down at all. I think Leeds are, I think they'll be fine. So really, it's a race between, you know, Tottenham, West Ham, and Forest. And for me, Tottenham have by far the worst form. They look the worst out of those three teams
Also,
right now.
as well, and I know there's this is definitely a thing. Like, for example, if Mansfield play another team in the FA Cup, I don't think they would have played as well today as they did against Arsenal, maybe because it's Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's also a thing with teams playing Spurs, knowing that like if we beat them, like Chelsea, for example, they're playing them. The players are not stupid. Like they know like, oh, if we beat Spurs, we contribute to them getting relegated, and to them that's like.
I wonder if they care
I know
about
some
that,
of them. I don't know. I think maybe
fans do.
I think the
don't know if the
fans.
players
I think
give
the
a shit about
fans do,
relegating
but I think
Tottenham.
it adds an extra bit of something to it. And I think the actual players would probably feel. I think players that play for Chelsea and stuff, and even there's a bit of like pity because a lot of those, like some of those players, a lot of them are international football players that could go. But also, there's a thing as well. You know those players in the Spurs dressing room. I know there's a pride thing, but I don't think a lot of them actually care about Spurs as a club. I know that's going to sound bad. I'm sure some of them do care, but like, I just think half of them will be thinking, bloody hell, like thinking of an exit plan because they're thinking, oh, I wonder what's going to happen if we get relegated to the Championship. And I think all these things just combine to make it an absolute fucking mess. And
Yeah.
it genuinely could result in them because they haven't even got a point gap. Like, it's not like, oh, there were a few points. They were, but now there's 1 point in it, mate.
Yeah,
So-
no, I know. So we'll see. If I had to predict, let's get on to the predictions.
Yeah,
let's start with the relegation battle then. For me, let's have a look.
Yeah, well,
I mean, my instinct says Forest get relegated.
right, okay.
I think. I don't, and that's not going on. That's just like a guess,
Yeah.
to be honest. There's nothing really to say why. I just think Forest have been pretty poor all season. I think the kind of, I guess, turbulence, but there's probably a word that the disruption from like having so many different managers.
But Spurs have got
you
the
know,
same
a
now.
new- yeah,
I know.
I know. I realise that.
Unprecedented,
But I just think honestly, Tottenham definitely could get relegated. But
Mate, honestly,
part of me just thinks that it just won't happen. Like,
look
do you know
at
what I mean?
look at the form table though. Tottenham have not picked up any points in the last 5 games.
Yeah,
They've lost every single game.
It's really poor.
And it's like Forest have just drew, by the way, against Man City at the Etihad. Can you see Spurs doing anything like that? So your predictions for us go down.
I can, because Tottenham
Genuinely,
drew against City the other day.
Against what?
Well, Tottenham did get a result against City the other day, 2-2. So they've got it in the locker. They can play football. Like
That wasn't the other day. That was ages ago.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
I genuinely think Spurs are going to get relegated. I actually do.
I don't know. I think
Like I'd be more certain to say that Spurs are going to get relegated than us to win the league.
Listen, I personally think I really no, I disagree. I personally think that
Josh, they're on 29 points.
yeah, but so are West Ham and
I think this
Forest.
thing we've seen how I think the thing that gives me
Jacob, if Tottenham get one win, the conversation changes.
do you not are you not
completely. Like,
but
it
are you not
completely
looking are you
changes.
not looking at it though in terms
Like
of
if
like
they win 2 games,
are you
everyone's
still
like,
have you still got your head on though in terms of
no,
like
not really.
because what I'm saying is take out the badge and the history and the club and everything. Like I just think if you look at it, I'm just going off what I've seen.
Well, listen, if they beat Forest, if they beat Forest on Sunday,
I don't think they'll beat Forest.
no, sorry, no, so they've got this is their run. So
Awful.
the problem is they've got
No.
Champions League football.
This is what I
as
mean.
Well.
This is what I
But
mean.
Forest have got Europa League.
It's not as it's
So
different.
they play Atletico home and away. Now Atletico aren't that good, but they've got Liverpool away.
They lost
But
that.
well, you don't know because Liverpool are so unpredictable. So,
Anfield.
but the thing is, the big one is on the 22nd of March. Tottenham play Forest at home.
And then they're away at Sunderland, which is so difficult. They've got Brighton. They're away at Wolves. Wolves have been good. They're away at Villa. They're there and they play Leeds. And they got Chelsea away. Honestly, mate, they're getting relegated.
Yeah, but if you look at like
No.
Forest, will also have. It'd be interesting to speak to Forest fan because I feel like they're not at all optimistic.
I don't know.
I think they're not. I think they easily think they could get relegated.
Well, yeah, of course they could. They're in the relegation
No,
battle.
but do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think. I think it's just.
End of the day,
Right.
I
So
don't
what
know.
are you saying? Tottenham get
I
relegated.
think
and West Ham win the game,
I
so
think
Forest,
Tottenham
so-
get because I think it's just funny. It's just part of the script as well. I think Tottenham get relegated and we win the league.
You just said you. Anyway, right. So you're saying Wolves bottom, Burnley. Mate, to be fair, Wolves might finish above Burnley at this rate, but
God, get on with it. We're sat here all
yeah,
day.
Wolves, Burnley, and Tottenham to get relegated. Then, that what you're
Yeah,
saying? Okay.
yeah, obviously, yeah. We were talking about the one team.
I'm
Burnley
saying,
and Wolves already down.
Wolves. I think Forest get relegated personally.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to top 5. So let's just say 5th, 4th, and 3rd, right? So currently, as it stands, you've got Chelsea in 5th with 48 points, but they're the same as Liverpool in 6th. So they're basically 5th on goal difference. So they've got the same points as Liverpool.
Yeah, no.
Then you've got Villa
Villa
with
on
51
51,
points
United on
and
51.
United on 51. How do you think?
Us
How do
on-
you see that ending?
I think United will definitely finish. I think
3rd.
United will definitely. Yeah, I think they'll finish 3rd.
Okay.
I think Liverpool. You know what? I think Liverpool got on a really good run now. I can see Liverpool finishing really strongly. I think they've been pretty good.
Do you think?
Yeah. I think they'll finish strong.
They just lost to Wolves though.
Yeah, but no, they didn't.
They did in the Premier League. The last Premier League game, they lost to Wolves
Let's have
2-1.
a look.
Do you not see
Yeah,
that?
they just beat Wolves.
No,
I
they
think.
beat Wolves in the cup, but they lost 2-1.
Yeah, but
on
I just
Tuesday.
think they'll go on a good run though. I just think they'll finish. I think we've seen time and time again. Like remember when Alisson scored from that corner.
All right.
I
So
just think
what are you saying? So United 3rd. Where are you putting Liverpool then?
I'll put Liverpool in 5th, and I think it's dead hard this, isn't it? Because I think Villa. The problem is Villa have been really shit.
Yeah.
And they've got Champions League as well. This is so hard to call.
Do they?
Yeah.
No, they have the Europa League, mate.
Oh, Europa League. Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? I'm gonna go for Emery to bottle it, and I'm gonna go for Chelsea and Liverpool to finish in the top 5 and Villa to drop out.
Okay. I agree. I think Villa will drop out because they've been so poor at this year from January. They've not been very good. And I also think that they just look really tired. And Emery, I always say the second half of the season, Emery is just pretty poor. I think they could do all right in the Europa League, and obviously Unai Emery's your
Also,
man.
you're saying about Liverpool. Sorry to interrupt, but you say that Liverpool just lost to Wolves. Yeah, they have, but Wolves have been on a mad thing recently. And
Yeah,
also,
no, I get that,
Liverpool
but
won
it's still Wolves,
but-
mate.
yeah,
I
but
mean, what was
Liverpool-
your reaction to us
Liverpool-
drawing to Wolves?
Yeah, no, but they've been on a great run, and also Liverpool won the last 3 games before that.
I know, but you're saying they're going to go on a run. I think Liverpool
Not on a run. They'll still be inconsistent, but I think they'll pick up enough points from now until the end of the season. I think they've got some. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll finish. I think they'll do decent.
For me, I think, yeah,
What do you
I
think?
agree, but I think Liverpool will finish 5th. I see it being Liverpool 5th, Chelsea 4th, and then United 3rd. I just think Villa will
So you think Chelsea will finish higher than Liverpool?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're a better team right now.
Well, do you think we're going to win the league or not?
And I do think we'll win the league. Yeah.
Right.
You still don't think we won't? Even so, the Brighton and
no. So basically, I think
we
have not spoke about that. So I think the Wolves game, the Man United one, even since the Man United game, I thought I genuinely think, and I know this, I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I just think because if Man City were consistent, a bit more consistent, they would have definitely won it this year. But I think they're just so inconsistent at the minute that. Like that, I was so surprised. I think that's massive, by the way.
Yeah.
That result, that actually gave me belief because when we lost to Wolves, I thought I've lost all belief in this team, and not only that, but I just thought that Man City would see that as like this. We can do this. You know what I mean? Because that was a big surprise. We looked like we were going to bottle it, but I think honestly, the way we hung on against Brighton without Saliba. And then for Man City, because no one's talking about this, Man City bottled that against Forest. I'm sorry, that is a bottle job. They went 1-0 up. They went a goal up twice and drew the game at home at the Etihad against Forest, who were and I know they're fighting for their lives and everything, but to be fair, like you should be winning that game. So it's given me hope. I still think it's going to go down to the wire, by the way. Like I don't think we're going to go on this run.
I completely agree. I'm not saying
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
I think we'll win it.
But yeah, I mean, just that's given me hope.
If they win it, if they. Right, so if they win their game, even if they win all their games, if we won so even if they win all the games, it's still in our hands. So
yeah, we need to win these next two games, massive. Like the game,
and also we could technically lose it at the Etihad, and we could still.
Oh no, we could lose the Etihad and still win the league.
Still win the league. So, I mean, there's a reason why I think we'll win it. One is I think now our fixtures are easier.
We've got past.
We've got past the worst part.
Spurs, Chelsea, and Brighton was. That's massive.
But also, listen to this. That City, this upcoming run City have got.
It's mad.
Real Madrid away, West Ham away. Now, West Ham away is going to be hard because
they're fighting for a lot.
Yeah, and also like West Ham are pretty they're decent. I think City could beat them. Like I wouldn't be surprised at all. And I do think as well, like Real Madrid isn't they're not what they were. It's not the same. But still, it's playing Real Madrid and you're gonna have to travel and it's still a massive pressurized
they're deadly on the counter-attack
game. Then they've got
Crystal Palace
potentially Palace sandwiched in there, but it needs to be decided. So it will be in between that. Then they've got us in the cup, right?
Carabao Cup final, yeah.
Yeah. But after the cup, right? So even if they win the cup, they've got Chelsea away straight away, and then they've got to play us again. Then they have Burnley, Everton.
They've got Burnley away, which is easy. Everton away. That's not that easy.
They end all right, but I just think that we could wrap it up before
if we
win
win
the next few games.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think these.
If we do our job,
yeah, that's what.
Then we could wrap it up in the next few games. But you know, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying we're just going to walk it. But I am, and that Forest result is basically what I've been saying all season: is that like City are not the narrative, and you still see it like get banded about. The narrative are two things, right? There's one the Pep narrative. It's basically like, well, Pep's been here so many times before. He doesn't feel pressure. The idea that Pep doesn't feel pressure is bollocks, right? Like he's still going to feel pressure. Like, I mean, he was scratching his head last season when it was falling apart.
For me, I think this.
Yeah. And then secondly, the players. People keep saying, well, the players have also done it. This City team has changed a lot. I mean, City fans themselves would admit that it has changed a lot, and you haven't got as many of the big characters as you did. And I feel that will make a big difference. Like even losing De Bruyne, players like Gundogan, you know, I just think it makes a bit of a difference. So I feel like, you know, also we've just got a nice run of fixtures. So and we're playing all right.
I think if we win all of our home games, we'll win the league. And it's as simple as that. Like we've got Everton, Bournemouth at home, and Newcastle at home, and I think if you win those three, I think Man City will drop points in that period, and I think by then it's just like they'll probably just give up, might focus on the Champions League. But yeah, it's exciting. I mean, like I know people are joking about the quadruple, but depending on the draw, like if we draw Port Vale, and this could happen in the quarters, we're through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. If we win the Carabao Cup, by the way, we could win nothing. I'm just being theoretical here, but I think. yeah, if we win the Carabao Cup, I think quadruples talk will start to mount.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's just important just to not listen to any of that bollocks. It's just
No,
utter,
but I think
absolute
compared
shit.
to where we were last season in terms of like, and the seasons previously where we get knocked out really early in the cups and we just put all our eggs in one basket, I think it's actually like, do you not think it's made it better, the fact that we've gone deeper in these competitions? Because I think it kind of distracts players from the Premier League.
I actually, yeah, I kind of agree. Maybe, like psychologically, if it's this, the pressure is split,
Yeah.
and you can think, well, the Champions League is massive, and you know the fact that we've got the chance of beating, they'll feel a bit of pressure maybe with the EFL
Also,
Cup
the
and things
focus,
like
because
that.
you're like, time and training is going so quick. You go from one game to the next, so you're constantly playing. And I think that's good because it builds momentum. And I think players, they can't even think about the gravitas of this game in the Premier League because they've got, I've got Leverkusen on Wednesday. You know, the Carabao Cup final. They probably think. So I think there's so many games that now it's just becoming.
I also think that those Leverkusen games, like, no disrespect to Leverkusen, and they could surprise us, but like our form in Europe has been so good. It has been obviously the best
think
in Europe.
Leverkusen will be a walkover though.
No, I don't think they will. I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying that the football and the mood of a European tie and the European fixtures this season has really boosted our Premier League campaign as well. We've had some pretty, let's be honest, like we've had some pretty dross games in the Prem, really like boring, like, you know, times where we just had to get by and things like that, right? But in the Champions League, it's been a lot more exciting. And so if we win those Champions League games, you build up that momentum
Also,
again.
as well, like the fact that we play at home first, if we batter Leverkusen 3-0...
I think we play away first.
Nah.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
we
we
play
do?
away.
Oh, yeah, it's home fixture return.
Yeah.
I actually think that works against you in a way because there's no away goal rule. Like, you know, if it was back in the day when there was an away goal rule, I'd probably be like, oh, that's good. But like, I think it's better if you play at home first because you can batter them and then you can rest players in the away game.
Nah, I think we're better away anyway.
Yeah, probably.
I think we genuinely are. I'd be interested to know, but I think our away form has actually been really good this season. I don't know. I think that could be really helpful though, because when we played in Europe, we get a lot more space and we just have. It's a bit more exciting. So I think if we win those games, we'll build up a lot of momentum, and I think we can carry that into the Prem.
I mean, the people are talking about this reality, and it's kind of dumb, but I guess it's good to theorise. But there's the reality where, you know, City and Arsenal play each other in the Champions League, Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup to decide all the trophies. There's like a world in which that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it'd be pretty unlikely that does happen.
Yeah, but well, semis of the
but
Champions League.
I also think that City game against Real Madrid will be really interesting because Real Madrid are not. I think they're still second currently. They're
not that great.
They've been pretty disappointing in Serie A. So if they are to go out in the, in La Liga,
they have been disappointing in Serie A, to be fair.
Yeah, they've just
They've
not
been
turned
doing
up.
very well.
Yeah, it looks like Barcelona will win the Liga.
Yeah,
right?
they will win it.
So if Real Madrid get dumped out in the Champions League in round of 16, it will be
the Champions
an
League
absolute
for them
crisis.
the Champions League.
This is massive, right? And they'll want some revenge for what happened last season, actually, where Man City knocked them out, right? If I remember correctly.
Last season,
Yeah.
we knocked Man. Oh, what? We knocked.
No. What am I thinking about? Am I thinking about a group stage game?
They knocked Man City out, didn't they? And we beat in that.
Did they?
They had to qualify, didn't they? Had to do the qualifier thing, didn't they? I think they knocked them out of that.
I thought that Man City beat them recently.
No,
I don't know.
No, we beat.
Anyway,
Madrid,
sorry. I
think we need to end the podcast anyway because it's like been an hour in. I
All right,
think we're
mate.
just chatting shit.
Fuck you now. Jesus
No, but it's going to be a bit shit now, isn't it? It's just like all theoretical.
Yeah, all right.
Nonsense.
Sorry, mate.
Don't need to apologise. I just don't think anyone's going to care.
No one gives a
about
shit
this at all.
No.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week.
No, you're right. Sorry, but Man City did beat them recently. But that's all.
In what?
Just in the group stage. But
yeah, but who gives a fuck about that?
Well, no one. But I'm just saying. But yeah, you're right that Real Madrid did knock them out. Anyway, that's that. That's the podcast. It was good. We talked about Mansfield.
Well, it's open to judgment whether it's good or not. I don't
thought
know.
it was excellent.
It was okay. I liked the first bit, to be honest.
I thought the first bit was the worst.
But yeah.
More than you believe, I'm happy.
You aren't showing it.
I'm so happy, believe me. I'm so happy. Happy New Year.
It can.
There you go. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. And
Yeah, make sure you follow us and subscribe and all that stuff.
yeah,
and
please do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. All right,
All right.
see you in a bit.
See you in a bit, guys.
Have a good week.
Yeah,
Bye.
love you.